dari sini kita ke King Cross. Usahakan nanti jangan sendiri-sendiri, minimal dibagi dua. Dari King Cross ini cuma 2 station ke Bondai Junction.
Kita segera menuju kampus UNSW menggunakan bus. Selamat pagi. Pagi ini kita akan ke kampus untuk mengikuti seminar yang akan dibawakan oleh para profesor dan para doktor. Ikuti acara selanjutnya.
Keren.
Okay. Yep. So please.
Kita akan disambut oleh beberapa orang Nobel Prize, peraih Nobel.
Sangat membanggakan sekali untuk networking forum 2017 UNSW HIPSI. Thank you.
Siapa? HIPSI. Thank you.
UNSW HIPSI.
Oke.
Bang, konsen lah. Testimoni.
Testimoni.
Testi Romuni.
Testimoni.
Shot
Nanti
lebih.
lah testimoni.
Tidak.
Kita baru mau mendengarkan.
Australia.
Selamat pagi. And good morning. And please allow me to start the day's proceedings by giving an acknowledgement of country as we always do it for our events. We here at the UNSW Business School acknowledge the Bijika people, and we acknowledge the traditional custodians of the lands on where we stand. We acknowledge all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander elders, past and present, and their communities who have shared and practiced their teachings over thousands of years, including business practices. We recognize Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people's ongoing leadership and contributions, including business, education, and industry. Professor Richard Dunford, Professor Nick Wales, Mr. Ghazali, distinguished international guests, esteemed UNSW colleagues, our wonderful students, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever UNSW HIPSI Entrepreneurial Networking Forum. My name is Dr. Friedrich Stahn from the UNSW Business School, Information Systems and Technology Management, and it's my pleasure to be your Masters of Ceremonies for this morning's proceedings. Welcome. The UNSW Business School is proud to be hosting this inaugural networking forum over the next 2 days. This event brings together a visiting delegation from HIPSI, an active 9,000 member strong Young Islamic Entrepreneurs Association from Indonesia. It brings together also local entrepreneurs from Australia, brings together UNSW researchers and students. Leverage on the expertise of UNSW to lead discussions on addressing grand challenges facing communities in our region amid a rapidly developing digital economy. Words. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome Professor Richard.
Thanks, Felix. One thing Felix didn't say was how critical his role was in all of this. I mean, without his organising, I think this event would not have come together as well as it has. So I would just like to say, Felix, thank you very much. Within the business school, it's fantastic for us to have people like Felix who will do things of their own initiative. It's fantastic for me in my role to have people like Felix come to my office and say, I've got an idea, will the faculty support it? As opposed to me having to generate ideas. It's wonderful just to be the one to be able to say, it's a great idea, and to give it what support that I can. It's a good idea. It's far more central to our strategy than that. So it's an absolute delight to be part of this event. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. So, as Richard mentioned, this is a very significant event and also a very significant milestone for us as a business school to continue our engagement with Indonesia and obviously with HIPSI. So with that, I would like to introduce to you the leader of the visiting delegation, Mr. Ghazali, who will say a few words on behalf of HIPSI. Mr. Ghazali, please.
Thank you, Felix. Good afternoon, good morning. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, I would like to thank to UNSW Business School, especially for Professor Richard and Dr. Felix, and also our guest, Professor Nix for Associate Dean Innovation Center. And then I'm very happy, and our delegation also very happy. And in this morning, I would like to thanks for all support for UNSW, and we have in this room 29 people from HIPSI. HIPSI is Associate Islamic Young Entrepreneurs Association in Indonesia. We have 9,000 members in Indonesia, and we bring in this morning maybe one of them I will this one my colleague also knows of him. This is Vice Rector from EIN Jember, and then also Dr. Ilvi Nurdiana. This is also from EIN Malang. Now is Vice Dean, but next month Vice Rector. He have 15,000 students in Malang. And we have also, this is my Mr. Ade, he have 60 branch for culinary in Indonesia, 60 warung, it's called warung for makan. He have restaurant 60 in all of Indonesia. We have and now this is Agus. Is exporter and also have fashion and piping and etc. And we introduce also Mr. Bagus. Bagus Harmono is the trainers in Indonesia, and one of the most hypnotist expert in Indonesia. We have also Mr. Bukhari. Mr. Bukhari is a brand for factory in bread and culinary in Yogyakarta. And then we have all 29 people of young entrepreneurs from Indonesia. But most of us in Indonesia, we have for alumni from Islamic boarding school, there is 22,000 Islamic boarding school in Indonesia. Mostly, some of them in university, some of them now unemployment. So we push them to be entrepreneurs. Mostly for our entrepreneurs is for agriculture, and then startup IT. We have 6 startup IT in here. Maybe Mas Lukman can stand up.
Here.
This is one of from Surabaya. This is BTU, Bintang Teknologi Unggul, startup IT for software engineering, and then also Mr. Imam, startup IT also. He wanted to visiting Google office in Sydney and Sydney Hub, also High Market HQ tomorrow. And we have maybe I can introduce everyone. We have also from Yogyakarta, Mas Taufik can stand up. He have own label in batik fashion, traditional fashion from Yogyakarta. And we now in 2 days we wanted to great opportunity to learn more about the business and more about the IT to running our business, and maybe in next month or next years we have more about the collaboration from HIPSI and university. And in this opportunity I will also thanks for my friends who introducing me to Dr. Felix in Mr. Anton. Mr. Anton in this, my friend introduced me to UNSW. This is maybe in my language is not good. Thanks for all my friend volunteering from Indonesian student in UNSW, and then all my colleagues from HIPSI. Thanks for everything, especially for Professor Richard. Thank you. And this school is very famous in Australia, and many Nobel Prize from this university. So thank you very much for UNSW.
Thank you, Ghazali, for the very, very kind words. And again, we're delighted to have you here. And you would see that from the program, there will be a lot of opportunities for us to network and to exchange ideas between your entrepreneurs and also our local entrepreneurs as well. So it will be a 2-day of sharing, and there will be plenty of opportunities for us to network, get to know one another. So I encourage you to do that as we move on through the program. And
fantastic, thank you, Greg. Thank you.
Over the next 2 days. So please join me in welcoming the first keynote address, Professor Miguel.
Thanks for the introduction, Felix. Thank you very much for the kind words, and can I also give my respects to the traditional owners?
An innovative mindset has you constantly disrupting the norm and questioning the status quo. It was while I was studying in Australia at UNSW Business School that I learnt to apply this mindset in the business world. The classes were full of like-minded, enthusiastic students. Living on campus with those students gave me the confidence to start exploring my own ideas. And lectures like Christine encouraged me to take those ideas and run with them. I travelled from Sydney to San Francisco, where I discovered the world of startups. And it was at Y Combinator, the world's leading investment fund for new startups, that I created Send It. Send It allows people in Indonesia to send and request money across all the banks instantly for free. No more sorting out cash when you split the bill, no more IOUs for a coffee. Just quick, seamless transactions between mates. It's filling a real gap in this market and transforming the way people pay their friends here. But why stop there? Why not transform?
Okay. But the same technology, which is quite simple technology, links me to somebody else. In Indonesia, the people that built Gojek have come up with a way better proposition using that technology, and it's really because they've taken advantage of the resources around in the Indonesian economy. So lots of scooters, but also spare labour and those type of things. So I think, so whenever anyone says to me, what's the best example that you can think of one of these type of businesses, I always show them Gojek and say that is way better.
Technologies actually. Technology always come to only few urban and modern people, but it's actually never accommodate the people who has less understanding and education. So that's a social.
So I think this is a fantastic observation, and I think it's a very important observation.
And then there is also another word in Indonesia. This is maybe against of your point of view about the Gojek and the use of technology. When educated peoples like us, we are gathering here, we come up with solution, we can propose, positive observation to the things. But when the low education is happening in Indonesia, they gather, they will no longer, we call it intellectual group, but they will become opposite of the intellectual group. They will become stronger. So when things they have a problem, they will try to solve the problem in the negatively. That's happening in Indonesia. Thank you, Professor.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think this is a very good point. So technology is not good or bad. It's what people do with it. And I think also that the first wave of change doesn't necessarily, it's not necessarily a good thing. So I do accept that.
So first of all, I'd like to introduce everyone to Professor Tim Harcourt. Tim Harcourt is an Australian economist who is also our J.W. Neville Fellow in Economics at UNSW Business School and advisor to the Government of South Australia on international engagement. He is most well known.
Welcome to the hustle and bustle of Jakarta. Welcome to Shanghai. Welcome to Tokyo. Dreaming of doing business in Shanghai, Tokyo or Hong Kong? Well, let's make it a reality. I'm Tim Harcourt, the airport economist, and I'm going to show you how to do business in this amazing country. Each week, we'll travel to an exciting new market to find out how business is done, learn from companies that have successfully entered the market, and discover the local culture. Check in with the airport economist Friday night on the Sky News Business Channel.
Is just recently joined SAP as the Vice President and Chief Evangelist of SAP Leonardo Analytics. He has promised for the talk to be not so technical and very digestible for all of us in terms of the technical. Prior to joining SAP, Salandra was a partner of analytics and cognitive leader at IBM and a managing director and analytics lead at Accenture. Teeth processes and techniques. So these thoughts will be very, very useful for all of us. Ms. Karina Abid, one of our very, very fantastic graduates from the business school. Karina is an entrepreneur, an Australian business development leader. She was previously working and living in Indonesia for the past 7 years. And have been working for Google Indonesia for the last 3 years, yes, as strategic partnerships. So she and her team is in charge of obviously forming strategic partnerships between Google and in amongst small and medium enterprises. Yep. And she is also the co-founder of Cosindi.
Thank you, Mr. Philip. First question for Tim. I am very impressed for your information, your explain about economics. But I have a question for you. Easy question. Which business model is suitable for today in Indonesia? What kind of business you think? And what business time in 5 years? Next year. So, second question for Alexander Kumar and Simon is the second question. Your expert is about your Alexander. Alexander, next question is solve problem for logistics with your big data. And Simon, you have problem solving for health, alright? Or healthy. But in our country, they have challenge. First, infrastructure is not good in the all area. Just some area in city. And second is social programming, and poor gap, rich and poor, education and government policy. What solution if with our country, the problem. Okay. And the last question for Karina. Can I know your phone number? Because I in a private discussion. Thank you.
Okay, so just to summarize, Australia, all the way from Jakarta Airport down to the central business district. They've all been there because of the size of the domestic market. They've all been there not for low labour costs, they've been there to improve productivity. Orica does a lot of its training of Indonesian people in Australia because it thinks we actually want wages to grow in Indonesia and we want productivity to grow. That's an important part of our story. And I interviewed ANZ Bank in Indonesia. They said it's been a far better market for them than China and India. They went from 2 branches to 28 in 4 years, and their rates of return in Indonesia have been about 30%. They've actually lost money in India and China. So Indonesia's been very successful.
Opportunity in Indonesia very big. Visit village services. Klik lagi coba 32. This number services in village.
Which is futuristic and forward-looking. At the moment, what he's doing is backward-looking. What he's telling people is, or his users, what has happened in the past. But he's not telling anyone what's going to happen tomorrow. So he could actually call those APIs and utilize machine learning techniques which are available on the platform and take them and apply onto the data and enrich his particular platform, what he's got, with the forward-looking thinking. Make sense? Okay.
Thank you very much, Alendra.
You may have to translate it for
just outside. And just before we go for tea, we'll just like to take a quick picture with our panelists just in front here. Yep. Thank you very much.
Gimana Pak Bagus?
Alhamdulillah.
Bondan.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Kayak bondan Pak.
Gumi.
Sudah terbalaskan sekian lama nggak makan nasi. Tambah dagingnya besar, tapi empuknya luar biasa. Rasanya manis. Ini daging kanguru atau daging sapi?
Daging kijang.
Ternyata daging kijang. Depan saya sering loncat-loncat. Masya Allah, bikin nafsu saja. Nafsu makan maksudnya. Alhamdulillah.
Keren.
Kita sekarang akan ke lab School Lab yang ada di Universitas UNSW. Mari ikuti saya.
And DJ is going to talk about himself. He's going to introduce himself. He's going to introduce his work in the Valley. So he has been an entrepreneur himself for many years, and he was working in the Silicon Valley for some time. He's moved out here.
But some of our classrooms are not being used a lot. For example, the blue line here shows in our business building, which is Felix's building, room 115.
Seharian kita dapat materi cukup bagus dari banyak pembicara, beberapa profesor, beberapa praktisi pengusaha di kampus UNSW, sangat bagus, menarik. Ada dari Google, dari pengusaha-pengusaha dan bestseller author book, Tim Cook, dan mereka sangat luar biasa ngasih kita inspirasi banyak hal dan semoga ini bisa menjadi nilai tambah buat anggota HIPSI, dan insya Allah akan terus berlanjut untuk kerjasama antara HIPSI dan kampus UNSW sini.
Dari University of Massachusetts.